Hi, everybody. Hello. How are you all? Great. Excellent. So, there was some stuff that I guess I wanted to talk about, question mark, that I didn't talk about earlier because it was outside of the scope of everything that I talked about earlier. Is this? It is a little, maybe. I don't know. Slanted, curved. It's all right. Yeah, I know you can see some of this. It's not going to work today. It's fine. Just ignore it or don't. I am. I'm gonna need to clear it off. I'll probably clear it off today. Hashtag Hey Twitter. Welcome in, welcome in. Since you are first, I don't know. I was gonna say, is there anything you want from me? And since you've so generously given so much, if there's anything that you would like to see, let me know. But in general, um, I was just thinking how it's not that things are necessarily moving quickly in particular, even though that they, in some ways, it's almost like they are, and other ways, it's not. Hello, Eve. Were you really? Well, here I am. I was like, oof. I guess you didn't get enough of me earlier today. Not at all. You don't know. Okay. Um. Yeah, because I had a feeling that there were certain things that I would find at work. I think I put reversals in this deck. Let's see. No, actually, maybe I didn't. What deck did I put reversals in? I don't know. Oh, the King of Wands. The King of Wands. Hey, Holly. Not enough. Okay. You printed out the runes today. Nice. Did you do the hand drawn copy or the blank copy? Excuse me. But yeah, there were some things that like I had an inkling that I would find when I started work, but I didn't think that I would work here. The hand drawn ones. Okay. I was thinking about, I want to like, because I was trying to print like 4 on a page or more. I think I was trying to print more than 4, but I couldn't get it to rotate in the way that I wanted. I watched the beginning of it when I was like, because I finally rearranged some stuff in my room. And I was like, I cannot pay attention to this and do what I'm doing right now. So I paused it. And then I went to go eat with my grandma because nobody else wants to eat. And I just came back and I'm so full. I'm so full. The file is too big. For what? Oh, yeah, because I saw it popped up. And I was like, oh, that's probably what the crows was about. I was like, oh, I see. I saw the Eight of Wands. I think that was the second card that came out. You have to print one page at a time. Yeah, I should have, because like I thought I could have got it to where it would have been like 2 side by side on the same page, but it did it weird, and that's why the ones that I printed are so small. I couldn't get it to I couldn't get it to print the way I wanted it. Excuse me. But yeah, it's like there were certain things that I just had a feeling that I would find when I started work. And But like I said, I didn't think I would be working where I live now. So I thought that I would be somewhere else. But when Reem did her mirror portal reading, I think a minute ago, and when it came to Taurus, it was either Taurus or Pisces, but I think it was for Taurus. There was something that like Taurus needed to release. And that's when I was like, well, whatever I need to release, it's gone. And after I thought about it, I was like, I think I might have to release like needing to go somewhere else for opportunity. Because if I was presented an opportunity, if I was presented with the same opportunity any earlier, I don't know if I would have taken it because I was so like not wanting to be here. But excuse me. I worked here. I oh, that was a while ago. Unless you're talking about Eve's collective reading. You're all about the UPS store. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go there. You have to cut and paste into a new PDF. What? Yeah, the last time I went a town over, it's like half an hour away. I didn't think about it until I was like literally in the car on the way there. I was like, oh, I should have got it printed so like they can print it and cut it out, hopefully for me. Because I know at Office Max they used to. Look at the Eight of Swords in this deck. Wait. I'm using the Mystical Manga Tarot. And then I did low key have a thought to do that spread again for this one since I didn't, but I was like, But yeah, so it turns out one of the things that I had a feeling I'd find at work, I am finding question mark. And it's no complaints at all. And again, like I had a feeling that I'd find it at work, but um and it's not even that it's happening quickly, like it's happening at a nice pace. But it's just like, really? Oh, the Three of Pentacles. But anyway, also hashtag freed Britney. Britney Spears, as far as I know, she got out of her conservatorship, which is amazing. Hopefully, it's the first of many conservator abuse victories that comes to be. And it happened, what, 2 days ago, I think? I saw somebody shared on their Instagram story something about Britney. And then I was like, because I had a few dreams about Britney Spears. Um, yeah, she is. And I think her lawyer was like, and now we're going after her daddy, so that'll be happening. But yeah, she's free now. And I was thinking about it yesterday because I had a dream one time. I had a few dreams, like I said, about Brittany. And in one of the dreams, I was like, do you need any help? And she's like, no, I got this. I was like, okay, well. And then so I was searching through my journal app to try to see like when that dream was. And so that was like November 12th, 2021. I had a dream. I saw Britney Spears in a dream November 12th, 2020. I was like, what? That's crazy. A year later. But anyway, I was like, oh, look at that. Excuse me. Hopefully, many more evils. Well, oh, that's a lot. I'm only going to take the face up cards. Ooh, the King of Cups. I don't know what I'm doing on here, honestly. I think those are like, honestly, like two of the things I wanted to say. Hashtag freed Britney. And Temperance and the Two of Swords. And then the King of Swords. The King of Swords is loves to come out in this deck. the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. The Knight of Coins and the Knight of Wands together are interesting energies, because it's like the Knight of Wands is one of the faster knights. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest. You stepped on something sharp today, picked it up, and it was a removed staple in the exact set of the Witchcraft Sorcery Elder Room. What? Like the zigzag? I think I saw Wickedcraft. Excuse me, I'm so tired. I was already a little whatever, and then that meal did not help. Every court is represented. Kings and knights are kings in the Toth, maybe? I don't know. Russ has it. The King of Swords loves to, like, this is the King of Swords, this deck. And it's all about sort of like a logical sequence of events. But with the King of Cups energy, Temperance, and the Two of Swords, and they're both holding very similar positions. Temperance and this King of Swords, or Temperance and the Two of Swords. It's the triple zig, yeah. That's wild. Hopefully it didn't pierce the skin, though. The Page of Coins is at the bottom. It's like a more subtle happening. What this actually, it feels like, the King of Swords is in a position of observing. Ah! Excuse me. I was talking about munching. Was that with Reem yesterday? And then at work on Friday too. They were like, "This is why I don't need snacks at my desk." I was like, "Yeah, because when I'm up here, I'm just like eating granola bars like crazy." But it could be worse. I know it's a little bit of TMI, but the fiber in my diet kicked way up because because of all the granola bars I was eating. Honestly, I probably need to stop drinking that because my stomach is so full. I went to Applebee's and I got one of the Jingle Bell sips or whatever. I got one of the $5 holiday sips. It was pretty good. And it came with the little frozen gummy thing. Not a frozen gummy, but a gummy thing. It feels like the King of Swords is observing something. The Knight of this feels like waiting for an opportune moment. Or this feels like an opportune moment approaching between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Does that tie in to it? In some way. You just found out that 11 is your life path number. And the rate is 65. Excuse me, which is an 11. Oof. I don't even know what an 11 life path number is. Mine is nice and basic. I got a 7. 11 is like my journey buddy. I think her life path number is 22. I'm just like, it feels like a moment is coming, or we're in a moment where something truly wonderful can happen. And it feels like one that we've been in a space of preparing for. Maybe not consciously preparing for this exact moment, but it feels like something not foretold, but something felt before it happens. Excuse me. Oh, gotcha. So what's the life path 11? I think I'm a soul urge 6. I was like, what? A 6. And then it's something about like harmony or balance or relationships or something like that. I think. I don't remember. Did I watch that video? I feel like I did. And it was something about. Oh, my brain. Excuse me. I might just have to go to bed. I'm exhausted. Maybe it's an energy of something that, some kind of happiness that, yeah, I saw that. Your solars and life path are both 7. Hey, Vicky. My life path is 7 and my solar just 6. Maybe it was just like, hey, excuse me. Maybe it was just like, hey, your life path is calling you. It is time to begin. I looked at, what are the other numbers? It's like there are 4 numbers and you shift in between them or something at different points in your life. And I had some ones in there. And when I first saw it, I was like, ew, I do not want any ones. Ain't nobody trying to be out here being a leader or whatever. I was like, it is not for me. Something about this temperance is like very interesting though. Maybe it's because the cups are like on these ropes or they're on these silks. It feels like it's like setting up a scale or something or setting up a balance to the point where excuse me. 11 life path, soul urge of 9. Ooh. What is that thing? Oh, I almost had it. It feels like she'll be able to let him go. I don't know. Oh, I have the book. I think I like the book. I don't know. I'll read it. We'll see. I can't remember if I like this book or not. I think I did for the King of Swords. I want to see what Temperance is about. After his intense death experience, the fool feels like the world is a new place and he is a new creature. The seemingly unsolvable dichotomies between himself and the world suddenly seem easy to navigate and effortless. Synthesizing what society wants and what he believes is no longer a chore, but a magical act that he loves performing. He can hold two opposing views in his mind without going crazy. This is amazing. His inner voice is so clear and strong that he moves with confidence, never questioning his choices. It's like he can do anything, and whatever he does is touched with magic, grace, and perfection. Life after death sure does seem like heaven to him. Okay, well, love that energy. And I feel like I say that quite often about like holding multiple things at once, embracing paradox. And maybe that's what this Two of Swords is. It's like it's a mental sort of like clarity and calmness in the mind that doesn't depend on resolving seemingly opposite things. King of Cups, King of Swords, Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. Wait, what thing? What thing? I'm confused. Oh, the thing. It's another thing. It's the one that has like the projectors and the manifestors and the other things. I forget what it's called. I tried to think of it not too long ago and I couldn't think of it then either. Something design? Human design, maybe? Maybe it's human design. The Two of Swords. You are facing a decision and you know which is the right choice, and there is a right choice in the situation. However, you are unwilling to let go of the other option, perhaps out of fear or maybe because you simply would prefer the other. Also, your emotions are interfering. Sometimes leading with the heart is best, but this time there is a logical reason. You know you have to choose it no matter how much you want the other. So this is coming out with a little bit of head heart energy. And it's funny because again we have the King of Cups and the King of Swords. But I feel like with this temperance energy, it's almost like it's picking or choosing the thing that it feels like it actually meets both of them somehow. I'm the one that works a lot. I think it's human design. Yeah, that thing. I'm pretty sure it's human design. It just came back to me. Just stay close to me. Let's see. Human design. I did not spell that right at all. Yep, it's human design. Excuse me. The head is satisfied, the heart is satisfied, our needs and our wants are both met or aligned in some way. No wonder why it's the Ten of Cups. Mhm. Yeah, I think she did. excuse me. I watched the beginning of it and then I was like, I'm just gonna go and get I'm gonna just Google human design and like look at my chart. Because I had heard of someone else that was talking about human design, but I thought that human design was like, because I had never heard of it, I just thought it was something that that person did in particular. I didn't know it was an actual thing that you can like get a calendar or a calculator for. I mean, just like astrology, it helps when you can find someone to use it. If you can find someone who knows it, but and then they can break it down for you. Like I had my birth chart read, and honestly, when I got it read, I was like, okay, I would not have been ready for most of what came through. And it's funny because at the time I got it, I still wasn't. It's not that I wasn't ready, but there was a point that I hadn't yet reached within myself. And then here lately, I've been thinking about when I had my birth chart read because I was like, I think maybe actually I do want a path that's kind of like that one. I didn't think I wanted it, but now I guess depending, I may or may not want it either. I can't want it anymore. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. Oh, the Three of Swords with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I kind of love these two together. High Priestess, Temperance, and the Wheel of Fortune with the Hermit. All these majors. And the Eight of Pentacles. This is very like the wound is the spot that the light enters or something. There is an energy here that's like really allowing oneself to love and be loved despite what may have happened in the past. And it feels very like soothing and calming. Like it feels like an energy of something or someone that's easy to love, even if you have reservations. I mean, you still got to allow it, you still got to do it, but it's almost like I can't help but love you type of energy. I'm like, oh, oh, it was always serious. It was serious before. Let's see. Let's clarify this. I just can't get you out of my head. I'm reaching that point where I'm starting to annoy myself with how much I think about somebody. I'm, I'm just like, oh. But it's cute. It's whatever. It's cute. It's whatever. I'll take it. It's what's interesting is that we have cups and swords again. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups with the Queen of Wands under it. Oh my gosh. And the Ten of Swords under the Queen of Wands. This is an energy that like aggressively evaporates, even like it's almost like as soon as there's a little bit of water, the Queen of Wands comes out, cuts it off, evaporates it. Nope. Nope, not doing it. Not gonna happen. But there's so much balance in this and these cards so far. it's like the heart will desire what the heart desires regardless. And this space where we allow or encourage the head and the heart to be opposed to each other in the first place, to the point where there's even enough of a disparity between the two that would cause us to be in a two of swords situation. It's like, it's not self-inflicted, because like there are reasons why we feel the way that we feel. But when we actively work against our own desires, or when we actively do things to sabotage or subvert the fulfillment of those desires. Page of Wands, Two of Wands. Look at this Two of Wands card. Hold up, wait. Knight of Cups. There he is. I can't tell if he's like looking smug or angry or what. It's almost like a whole new world type of energy, but he's like asking you if you're going to be brave or daring enough to actually go on the trip. You see his face? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what his face is saying. Maybe he's a little bit like, you keep saying that we're gonna move or go or do something, but we never do. So, like, are you for real this time? Because there's literally a whole world out there. And just for funsies, you don't trust the Knight of Cups? Why not? Oops, the Knight of Cups is a fun guy. What was it in Wreck-It Ralph when he was like, just because I'm a bad guy doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. Who was that? Zangief? He was like, hi, I'm Zangief. I'm bad guy. He was like, hi, Zangief. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles. Mm-mm. The Knight of Cups is a player? What? I thought that was the Knight of Wands. I thought they said the Knight of Wands was a player card. Oof, well, that's why you got to get a Knight of Pentacles. But I know he's a little boring for some people. I'm going to give these a nice shuffle up, and then I'm going to pull one card for each zodiac sign, because why not? And then I will end this and probably go to bed early tonight. I'm so full. I should have stopped eating and drinking and eating. Excuse me. I needed to go to the store to get lunch from tomorrow. Bringing us roses like he done something. Maybe he's just bringing you roses because he knows you like roses. Maybe he's just sweet and he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Knight of Cups is like, man, like, can't somebody just show you some love? They're just love flowers. They're not like, I'm sorry I did something bad. Like, here I'm trying to butter you up so you don't like whatever. It's like, what's the occasion? It's just like another day that I get to be with you. Oof. The Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, or the Seven of Pentacles. Three Swords, Six Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yes, I have perma suspicion. You call me? Did I call you? No. No, LOL. I did not call you. This dude looks like he could be the same one that was on that Two of Wands. That kid, he gets a little older. Looks like he could be on the Two of Wands. The Three of Swords with the Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, there's an energy here of what we continue to, what we nurture. Eve! Eve! Permission to love you, permission not granted. Try again or don't. I'm just playing. Oof. But I know that's real energy. That's real life. Oof. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be loved for a long time though. I didn't want to be loved for a while because of everything that I thought was wrong with me and how cruel and selfish I would be to allow or ask anyone to love me and to live a life with me. Fortunately, with time and work, excuse me, and healing and effort, I worked past that. But since it took up such a huge chunk of my life, I was like, well, am I even capable? Like, I know I'm capable, but like, am I really? And I got my answer. I got my yes from a person who gave me a no. And that's fine. Because at the end of the day, honestly, it was about me. Everything is about me and my journey. Well, not everything, but everything can be used to further me along in some point, in some way. So thank you, Twitty. It took a while. No, you're fine, Eve. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's this energy where it's like how we handle that, how we react to that, how we respond, what we create. It's what we nurture. It's like it's what we get more of. We're setting the precedent. And the thing I like about this Seven of Pentacles, it's almost like I feel like in a lot of Seven of Pentacles cards, we see the person like impatiently standing there watching it grow. But this dude is like, he's just like he's chilling. He's sitting down. He's like, it'll grow when it grows, and when I need to get up and tend to something, I can get up and tend to something. And then below that is the Ten of Cups again. The Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. What? The Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Lovers. Look at that gorgeous energy. What? And it's almost like maybe with the Six of Cups coming after that Three of Swords. It's almost about trying to find the innocence of the loving heart again, or trying to find that place or that space where we believed, before everything that happened to us happened to us. And if we don't want it anymore, then that's fine. Excuse me. Okay. I'll get one card. I'm going to start at Libra, work back to Aries, and then go to Pisces and work back to Scorpio. So, Libra, I'm just going to pull it. Libra's got the Knight of Swords. Maybe I'm not going to do this because I don't know what this is. What the freak? That place might be on lockdown. Yeah. Oh, I've already eaten. I've already eaten. I ate too much. That's why I went to sleep. Libra's got the Knight of Swords. Well, first you're in your energy. Well, you're in your element, but the modality might be a little off. Because to me, in the system that I learned it, Knight of Swords is mutable air, and you're cardinal air. I can see the Knights being cardinal though, because they go places. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what the freak this might be. Libra is often Libra's head, maybe. There's something about this. It's interesting that his eyes are closed. So there's almost this energy of like navigating. Is that a hanky? Oh no, that was a tissue that I just pulled out the box. I have a few hankies though. My friend gave them to me. I washed them and then I put them somewhere, so I don't know where they are now. But it's almost this energy where it's like Libra's not navigating with their eyesight right now. So it feels like tapping into an inner space and moving from there. Maybe connecting to oneself in a deeper, truer way and learning to lead with that rather than with or by appearances. And not appearances in a superficial way, appearances in a way that's like, if this is what I observe, then this is what I need to be in order to counterbalance that. And so it's almost like Libra is gonna be more of the focus for Libra. It's like Libra's decontextualizing itself in a way. Like it's coming into an energy where it's not necessarily making comparisons anymore, which is pretty interesting for Libra. Your grandpa always had a hanky. Haven't seen one in a while. Yeah. I was honestly like, because he put out these hankies. I was like, what? You got a hanky? He was like, yeah. And then he gave me one. He had a bunch of hankies. My friend has a bunch of hankies. He gave me he gave me two of them, and then I randomly found one day, and I watched it. They're decent, especially if you're not like too snotty. But yeah, that's what this feels like for Libra. Good on you, Libra. It feels very like it's that moment like when someone has a sword and they're like there's an enemy that they can't see, so they close their eyes and they slow their breathing and they learn to use other senses that aren't the sense that's impaired to actually be able to find whatever they need to find. So usually it comes through in hearing, but it feels like Libra is like learning to sense the presence of another. Libra, Virgo. uh, um, Virgo's coming out with the Ten of Swords, which is fine. Um, Honestly, I don't know what or where this is, but for it's almost feeling like Virgo's gonna have to be realistic about something. Like there was something that Virgo had built up, or something that Virgo was really wanting, and it almost feels like it's coming to the point where Virgo is realizing that it's not gonna happen. But what I like about this energy is it feels like Virgo is coming to the point where Virgo is deciding to no longer sacrifice, to no longer endlessly sacrifice for things that don't give back. But for some of these things, it's like to take your energy out of it. Maybe there was some hope that it would be reciprocated in some way. Don't know what that's about. But it feels like with this decision made, Virgo's going to be a lot. It's like Virgo's going to be a lot better off in the future because they're not going to be in these situations, or they're not going to go as far in these situations before they're like, you know what, this isn't giving back to me, this isn't growing me, and I'm not just going to endlessly serve without any kind of reciprocation. And I think like that's probably one of the most difficult parts. Potentially, it's almost like, there are some areas where you put in so much that you would think that you get something back. And it's like, wow, okay, so you're not even willing to do this for me. Well, now I know what I gotta do. So I feel like it'll be better in the long run, but it may be a little difficult in the now. Or maybe that was the past. And as you come into new things, it's for you to not 10 of swords yourself in order to try to like show up somewhere else. Like you're not doing that to yourself anymore. I mean, you're not allowing it to happen either, but it's like those cycles are over for Virgo. Leo is coming out with the Four of Wands. Which is an interesting energy. Let's see. What I don't quite understand about this Four of Wands, though, is her breast mail. I feel like she's like, oh my gosh, this is the happiest day of my life. But her chest is like completely guarded. You see that? The armor on her chest. Like he's not wearing any armor that we can see. So why is she? Oof. Even though it's the Four of Wands and the Four of Wands is typically like a happy card, for Leo, it's feeling like being in situations where it's like you can't even be fully present. Like you still have to be on your guard or whatever. I don't know if this is because of like what you've been through or if it's because of what you're going through. I don't know if it's because like on some level you can tell that the people that are some of the people that you're involved with, it's not that they're gonna hurt you, but it's just like Leo can't let its guard down. And I feel like it's good for situations where it's necessary. Cause he's the Knight of Cups in disguise. Eve. Eve. I mean, he might be. Because again, it's like it feels like it may have been necessary at some point, and it might be necessary. But hopefully, Leo can find situations and places where they can actually be vulnerable. And I'm not gonna go to the shadow of Leo and say it's a pride thing. You gotta relax your guard. Because honestly, not everyone that we come across, like, are we supposed to be completely 100% open to? Not everyone is meant to bear all that we have to sort of like give them. And so maybe this is like, in some way, it's like it's Leo knowing that and making the best of the situations that they're in. It's like I could like be super whatever right now, but for the sake of like keeping the peace and having at least a decent time, I'm just gonna like bite my tongue or not say this or just like not invest fully. I just say I hope you find um a position, or I hope you find someone somewhere to that you can be fully present with and where you can enjoy this Four of Wands energy. To get a Four of Wands and to not be able to enjoy it is not a great thing, but baby steps are progress and movement. Who's before Leo? Cancer. Cancer is coming out with the Nine of Cups. Honestly, for Cancer, I feel like this is a pretty good energy because Cancerian energy, at least on this channel, it be rough sometimes. I feel like, all of these cups are empty, Cancer. But anyway, I feel like Cancer, first of all, Cancer is sitting in the second decan of Pisces, which is the Cancerian decan of Pisces. Because the first one is Pisces, the third one is Scorpio. So it's like you found your energy in the Piscean space. But it feels like Cancer is in a position to like choose where they want to go. To choose where like you really want to start to open up. And Cancer is cardinal. So Cancer can get some stuff started. But it's almost like it feels like for Cancer, since it's cardinal water, it's like there has to be an emotional tie or some kind of fluidity in that space. Because I feel like Cancer is not going to leave its shell to like go swimming in a puddle. And so it's almost like it feels like in Cancer, it has to be able to accommodate how Cancer envisions itself growing. So love that for you, Cancer. All the best. Like go for it. And don't hold anything back. Be all of who you are within reason. It's like if there's anything that you desire in this space, make it known. Maybe you'll meet somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and they can get you exactly where you're going. And it's almost like you're gonna get all nine of these cups, but you start at one, and then like you fill this up, and then this up, and then that up. It may be a little not necessarily sequential for you, but I think you'll enjoy the journey if you allow yourself to. Gemini, oof, what? Gemini coming out with the Ten of Cups. Okay. I feel like the easy thing for Gemini would be like, oh, your left side and your right side are getting along, or you're up and you're down. Both of the twins are um getting along right now. Excuse me. What else does this mean for Gemini? Somebody else had a Ten of Cups with Rainbow Cups recently. Maybe this is Gemini coming out of a rougher cycle. Like it feels like there's a lot that Gemini had to work through or work on within themselves. And it's almost like the hardest, like some of the hardest things that Gemini is going to ever have to do It's like you're doing. And it's going to serve you well moving forward. It's almost like you'll be able to remember the strength that you've exhibited or shown in these times, and you'll be able to pull on it or draw on it again later. Or it's like the most important things again, like you're starting to gain clarity on. And maybe within Gemini, it is an energy where it's almost gone back to that temperance energy. Um, like where it's like it's no longer an either or. Maybe it was always either or, but now you're going to start experiencing some boths. Taurus, excuse me. Taurus is coming out with the star. Wait. What's interesting about this star card is she's only got one cup. She's only got one jug. Usually it's two of them, but not this one. There's only one of them. This feels like a Taurus that is in like self care, self love, taking care of themselves, maybe doing like the baths with the crystals and the salts and the candles. Excuse me. But it feels like Taurus sitting in that Empress energy. It feels like Taurus sitting in a position to receive. And it feels, I don't know, it feels like a Taurus energy at peace. Like sometimes it's like, okay, Taurus, it's time to move, it's time to do something. You can't always be grazing in the grass. But honestly, for Taurus, it's almost feeling like, again, coming after Gemini, it's interesting. It's almost feeling like a lot of what you've had to do is done. And so you may be coming into a season of reaping. The star is associated with healing, right? And so it's almost like there is this reminder though to continue taking care of yourself, to continue doing the things that put you in the position to be receptive of all that life has to offer you. Because if you stop, it's almost like you may fall out of alignment again. And it's not necessarily falling out of alignment more so than it is like being moved out of that place of peace in some way. Aries. Excuse me. Yeah, I hope she's well. I heard somebody say not Pele, but they said something and it reminded me of Pele, which reminded me of Ariel. So I hope Ariel is well as well. If you see this girl, I hope you all right. Your progress moon is 7 degrees Taurus. Grazing in the grass. This full moon is in Taurus. It is in Taurus. Soon. I think the moon is in Aries now, so it'll be coming up. Aries. Ah! Oh no. Aries is coming out with the card that I said I wouldn't show. I'm not showing. I'm not showing it. I'm not showing it. Aries, you get skipped this week. Or today. Aries, you forfeit your turn. Aries is coming out with the devil. It's coming out with devil energy. But honestly, for Aries, the only reason why I like devil energy for Aries is because it feels like it gives Aries a certain amount of restraint that will allow it to be a little bit more singularly focused. Um, okay, I'll show it. There you go. There's your card, Aries. There's your card. Here you go. Ariel is Soul Mana. I don't know if you've seen Soul Mana around, but that's Ariel. It feels like for Aries, it's a time of like buckling down and getting something done. That's what this feels like. And for Aries, I don't necessarily see Aries as extremely cardinal energies. I mean, I guess they could be if they wanted to be. Um, but there is an energy of like buckling down and getting something done. It feels more Capricornian. And Mars and Saturn actually get along. At least in Patrick astrology. It feels like Saturn is one of the planets that Mars like respects, and so when Saturn speaks, Mars listens. And it feels like Saturn is a planet that knows the strengths of Aries or Mars. It knows the strengths of Mars and it knows how to utilize them in order to get something done in a way where Mars feels productive. And so this is very productive Aries doing whatever you're going to be doing. I guess the only thing I would say is like be careful not to get burnt out. So you know, take breaks, I guess, when you need to, but also as someone who knows somebody with a lot of Aries in her chart, when the iron is hot, like, you know, as long as you're in that go, 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 go mode, maybe you do want to go a little bit, like at the same time, like take care of yourself. Never stop taking care of yourself. But it may be a point or a period in time where like self-control, and it's not really self-control, but um focus is something that you just have an abundance of. Lots of energy, lots of drive. Hopefully there's something that you can put it to good use in your life. Pisces is coming out with the Knight of Coins. I actually like this energy for Pisces because I feel like with Pisces, it's about like taking practical steps to make something a reality. You know, if Pisces is the dreamer, then it's like doing something day by day in real life in order to establish the foundation to make that dream a reality. And this could also be it's like the beginnings of your dreams are like starting to come true, Pisces. So hopefully that doesn't scare you or trigger you in some way. But it does seem like it's still going to require something of you. I think there may also be a little bit of a point of expansion that Pisces can come into because it's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is steadily making progress in this direction, but then it catches something off to the side. And it's like, oh, I might want to move in that direction. And you might. I think it's like, it's also to be okay. It's for Pisces to like be okay with allowing what you desire to change. Like if there's a dream that you had, it's to be okay with your dream changing. And I feel like sometimes it's like if you have children or if someone in your family takes ill or if you get a responsibility that you weren't necessarily expecting, if there was a certain if you were expecting a certain amount of resources that you didn't get or something like that, then I think sometimes we can like excuse me, after some time after some time we can be like, oh, you know, I missed out on my dream because of this, or I missed out on my dream because of that. And then I guess It's not that it's easier, but there's something about this where it feels like something is just changed. It's just different. And it feels like as you live life, as you go from like as you're living your day to day, I don't know if anything drastic happens or if it just like one day there's something slowly builds up and you want something different. You want something else, you want something more. And it's like it's okay to go after something different. It's okay for one dream to be traded out or put on the back burner for another one. You know what I mean? Day by day, step by step. Aquarius is coming out with the world. What? And what a lovely way with words. Is that the way I see the world? It's just the way I see the world. Look at these pinnacles and gears and everything else falling. And this steampunk. Who said steampunk? Was it Shayna? 4:44. What time is it? It's 6:46 where I am. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's so much later. Um, there's a lot of like this is I think Shayna said steampunk earlier. Aquarius is coming out with this world energy, which is interesting. There's lots of red string, or red ribbon, very red string of fate vibes to me, but with all of these gears, and some of them are smooth, some of them aren't. It is very like one fated thing that leads to another fated thing that leads to another. So Aquarius may be coming upon very Sema Luna. I have no. Is that say? That's like it is, right? C'est la vie, la vie. I think Luna is a moon. Oh, this is my moon. Is that what that means? You an Aquarius moon? Question mark. But it's like it is very like how we sort of navigate one fated moment leads us to how we navigate another one. It's your moon. Oh, okay. I was like, I know say is like it is. And then Luna is moon. Your mashup. Ah. The only thing interesting here though, this is like a pregnant world card, but she's blindfolded. She's blindfolded, but she has this veil with like it looks like some kind of something on her third eye. And so maybe for Aquarius, it is this like bigger picture energy. It's almost like for Aquarius to be, I mean, you're already future forward thinking, but it's like for Aquarius to consider how one thing influences another, which impacts another, which affects another, which causes a change in another. It's very like domino effect y. And for some reason, it's almost like you like a domino is being pushed in one direction, but you push the dominoes from another direction. And so they actually like meet in the middle where like neither one of them fall. I don't know what that energy is for Aquarius because it's like they're like right, and then this one is like like that, but then they go and then they hit there and they just rest against each other. Excuse me. Impasse. That's what that is. I remembered. I think speaking of language mashup, and speaking of French, I think it was on Teen Wolf. It had to be in one of the first two seasons. Um, they were like, "What's a word in French that means something something blah blah blah?" And Allison Argent, her last name meant silver. She was like, "I don't know," and the teacher was like, "Impasse." And I think like she was a hunter. She found out the guy that she liked was a werewolf. And so she was at this point to like in some way choose her family and her lineage, her ancestry, or like the person who was right in front of her. And so there was a moment in her life where she had to make a choice to consciously, at least within herself, end one cycle and to begin another. And her making that conscious choice and decision actually led some of her family members to make a conscious choice and decision that changed the entirety of the dynamic to the point where later on in the future, when they needed to, they could work together. So, something about how you navigate some kind of impasse or some kind of like impossible choice that you have to make will actually clear the road like later on down the line. And it may actually clear it for others too. I don't know. Big energy Aquarius. Capricorn is coming out with the Queen of Wands. Love to see it, Capricorn. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I love it. There's Shayna. Did you say steampunk earlier, Shayna? Oof. I was like, I feel like somebody said steampunk earlier, and I think it was Shayna. How you doing? How was the exhibit? Yeah. Yeah, it's me again. It was awesome. Nice. Glad to hear it. You'll post on Instagram. I follow you, so I will see it. Capricorn is sitting at the Queen of Wands. Honestly, this kind of sort of feels like Capricorn returning to some kind of old passion or something. Because I'm looking at the. Oops. Oh my gosh. This card just flew out my hand. It just flew out my hand. Oof. Oof. I'm looking at the pyramids at the bottom, and it's an energy of like something that was like a while ago, but it was like let go. Like something's been collecting dust or something like that. Capricorn, you may actually be finding yourself in a position. Maybe you freed up in some way recently. Maybe something didn't work out that you were kind of sort of investing in. And I feel like you can sit in an energy of like mourning that investment, or you could realize that now you have the time or the opportunity, the space, the resources to do another thing that maybe you've always wanted to do. Maybe this is you returning to a dream that you once had that you had to put on the back burner because life happened. And it's like life happened a little bit more, and now you're free to pursue whatever it is you wish to. And it honestly feels like, excuse me, Saturn and Capricorn, fourth house conjunct Jupiter. Saturn Jupiter conjunction. Oof. My dad, I think he has a Saturn Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn too. I was like, oh, so you just had a Saturn return. You had a Saturn return when Saturn was conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn, and then Jupiter conjuncted Pluto in Capricorn, and then Saturn retrograded from Aquarius back into Capricorn. Yeah, he was going through a Saturn return. I was like, oof, oof. What? It was the Queen of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, Four of Clubs, and the Four of Hearts in that order. What does that mean? Hearts, clubs, clubs, hearts. And it's still oof. Just call me the Queen of Clubs. So I love it. Feels like Saturn. It feels like Capricorn is in a space of self-discovery too. It feels like Capricorn is going to discover something about Capricorn that Capricorn really likes. And it does feel a little bit like yes, hearts are clubs, hearts are cups, clubs are wands. Oh, so then, well, so Queen of Cups, Jack of or Page, Knight of Wands, Four of Cups, Four of Wands. But what is so like? What does it mean for you? Because like I feel like I should be excited, but um, it feels like Capricorn is like almost sort of used to people depending and relying on Capricorn, and it feels like if that's it's like it's not like Capricorn doesn't enjoy it. But again, it's another one of those energies where it's like it's time for Capricorn to put into Capricorn. Libra had a similar energy, and Aries was about, I already forgot, but something with the cardinal signs. It's like, and even Cancer got that like a similar ish type of energy. So something's going on with the cardinal signs right now, and it's like it's time to be cardinal signs, and whatever way your cardinality works for you. Opening your heart to you. Oh, that's cute. I love that. And you were talking about that earlier too. You were like, I know what I need to do to open my heart. When you were talking about the heart blockage. And then you saw some cards and it was like, but is it really blocked though? Sagittarius. Ooh, Sagittarius is coming out with the Ace of Wands, and I'm a little bit afraid. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared, Sagittarius. What is Sagittarius up to? Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. Sagittarius. Oof. Oof. Y'all know that Adele song when she's like, I set fire to the rain? Well, there you go. Ooh, excuse me. I'm glad that you can get that little bit of confirmation question mark while you were on your way to do something that you enjoyed so much, which was the exhibit. Sagittarius is getting something. I'm just like, with Sagittarius holding the Ace of Wands, it feels like Sagittarius is in a space of incorporating more Leo and more Aries. So it's in addition to it already being mutable, it's learning to be more cardinal and it's learning to be more fixed. Now, I feel like you ain't got to teach a Sagittarius how to be fixed because Sagittarius can be pretty fixed. They can be pretty like exploratory and stuff like that. They can be pretty expansive and stuff, but they can also be extremely fixed. Um, like anybody or anything could be. Um, she had an awesome Sag reading today. What? My mom's a Sag rising. I have a Sag North node. So it's learning to be more cardinal and it's learning to be more fixed. This is interesting because it feels like for Sagittarius, it feels like there's something being reworked within Sagittarius. I don't know if it's because the South Node is finally like shifting out of your energy. Your North Node is Sag also. What? Sagittarius North Node and Rising. Let's go. Your progressed rising is Sagittarius now. In my progressed chart, a lot of the planets are the same. Especially like right now, since I'm 28, I had like my moon is where my moon was. My sun is moving because the sun is always direct. But I was born with planets retrograde and then like before other planets went retrograde. So like a lot of the planets are in the same sign. I was like, oh, interesting. My progressed moon might be in Gemini or coming upon Gemini by now, though. When I checked last time, my progressed moon was like conjuncting my natal moon in Taurus. But anyway, Sagittarius. It almost feels like for Sagittarius, since Sagittarius is mutable, it can be both cardinal and fixed. But it might be that it's like for some of the things that Sagittarius was fixed about, it's going to be a little bit more cardinal. And for some of the things that Sagittarius was cardinal about, it's going to be a little bit more fixed. And so what it does is it feels like within the energy of Sagittarius, Sagittarius is coming into a position where they more know who they are. And it's not that they didn't know before, but it feels like the knowing of self that Sagittarius had before was a lot more maybe relative or comparative to other people. And so maybe it was more like, well, I'm not that, and I'm not that, and I'm not this other thing. Or like, I'm like this, and I'm like that, and I'm like this other thing. But it's almost like Sagittarius is going to be coming into the experience of experiencing who Sagittarius is. And it's interesting because it feels like Sagittarius would always be in that position, but it seems different somehow. And it's almost like in that, Sagittarius really wants to explore. It's like, okay, well, now that I have like a new sense of self or something, now that this one thing has been sort of sorted, like it's time for me to re experience everything almost. Lots of fire, lots of passion for Sagittarius. I love it. Scorpio. Ooh. Ooh. Eve, guess who Scorpio got? Guess who Scorpio got? You have a Sag Stellium? What? I think. Oh no. I was gonna be like, I think I know somebody else who has a Sag Stellium, but they don't. I don't know anybody. No, it's not the King of Cups. It's not the King of Cups, Eve, but you're in the right suit. Scorpio, you're coming out with the Knight of Cups. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at Scorpio. This is interesting. This is extremely interesting for me because it just is. Low key, and I don't want to be that person, but low key, it does feel like the energy of Scorpio is opening up a little bit. Not that Scorpio was necessarily extremely inaccessible before, but it does feel like Scorpio is opening up. And Scorpio's been coming up with some like I don't want to say better than like average energy, but some of the stuff that Scorpio gets, I'm like, oh my gosh, Scorpio, what? You really gonna let everybody see this? Because Scorpios are like low key sweet or high key sweet, but they like low key got attitudes or high key got attitudes. Um, like anybody and everybody. But I feel like there is like a softer side to Scorpio. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces that I get to see it a little bit. But it does feel like in general, Scorpio is just like it's coming to the surface a little bit. And if Scorpio can find the right individuals, it feels like there's a lot that maybe Scorpio had to bear or carry alone silently that it won't have to anymore. And so what it does is it's almost like it lightens the load on Scorpio. It creates space for them to emotionally explore more of life. In a way, it's like where they get to hold sort of other emotions that maybe they didn't as much before because there were some that they felt so deeply. And it's almost like as soon as you get into a mood, it just like pulls everything down. You can't like partially shut down. Well, you can, but it just feels like Scorpio was like coming to the surface. Scorpio is going to be like extending, like reaching out. It's going to be like a lot more, not approachable, but it just feels like more friendly. Mm. But for Scorpio, I don't know. Scorpio is kind of like, whew, like I gotta psych myself up for this one. I hope this goes well. I hope they don't reject me because it'll be right back to the abyss with me. It's like I'm trusting you with this cup, and I'm a Scorpio, so trust is a lot. And to be completely frank and honest, I don't trust you as much as I am just hoping that I can trust you. And you're like, okay, Scorpio, I'll try. And Scorpio's like, I'm gonna need you to do more than try. It's like, okay. But anyway, I love this for Scorpio because it really does feel like Scorpio is going to put itself in a position where it doesn't have to experience so much heaviness alone. You know what I mean? So good on you, Scorpio. I think that's everybody. I'm pretty sure that's everybody. Pretty sure. Well, Eve, she's opposite of low key, right? High key. I don't even know if I know Johnny Be Good, to be completely honest. I don't know if Scorpio's necessarily putting. Well, yeah, I guess they would be. Well, see, I feel like the stinger can still come out though. That's why I'm like, I don't know if it's going like going completely away, but it does feel like there's a general defensiveness that Scorpio kind of has that's relaxing a little bit, which is cool because Scorpio is actually like a really cool energy, but sometimes circumstances don't necessarily align in the way um, where we get to see more of who Scorpio is outside of what we know Scorpio to be. So, love that for you, Scorpio. Just like Leo with that Four of Wands energy, I hope you find folks that allow you to be all of who you are, if that makes any sense. Oof. Oof. Yeah, we've reached the end. I've still got like four more cards to put back in the deck. I can't believe it's only like 7 o'clock. It feels like it should be like 10. Somebody get me through this nightmare. I can't control myself. No problem. Thank you. Okay, final card from the Mystical Manga Tarot. King of Swords. Oh, that's fine. Final card, please. Oh, who is it? Oh. Ooh. It's the Queen of Coins with the Three of Swords. This Three of Swords comes out again. But Queen of Coins energy is almost one that's like, I know exactly what you need to mend your broken heart. And I can help you heal it in ways that you'll never be afraid of it breaking ever again. And it's not that you won't be afraid of it breaking again because you're so reclusive and secluded and isolated and low-key stony hearted that you don't allow anybody in, but it's like you become capable of enduring. And it's not that your heart will never ache again, but it won't shatter the same. And the bottom of the deck is a Hierophant. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I love that. Oh, and then it's the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups came out with the Three of Swords before. And then the Page of Cups is there too. Look at that. Like, yeah, I can do it. The Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Cups. Maybe the secret to the fulfillment of the promise of the Queen of Coins is that something is changing or shifting. It's almost like, in some way, this Three of Swords energy, it keeps us from catching up to the rest of our healing, keeps us from catching up to the rest of what our experience could be. And on the other side of the experience, again, it's like it's not that disappointment necessarily goes away. It's just that, like, it's almost like there's a, and it's most of the times it is a trauma response, but it's almost like whenever someone experiences something especially traumatic, and they stop aging or they stop developing, it's almost like this Three of Swords keeps a certain part of us from developing. And once we allow it to be healed, then we continue to develop. And it's like, when you're little, what, like, your ice cream falling on the ground is the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life. But when you're older, like, your ice cream falling on the ground when you just bought it is sucky. It's not great. It's not any better. But you've experienced relatively, like, more to put it into a more proper contextualization. And it's very, like, relative and weird and roundabout, but it's like after that part of you grows more and experiences more, it'll be better able to handle whatever would happen. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is turning on that Hierophant energy. But it's like, without ourselves allowing anything different, or without us allowing any maturation, then it is like it continues to be our story. And it's that Three of Swords, Six of Cups, Seven of Pentacles energy, where it's like that's what we keep sort of like putting into it, even though there is this, like, Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Lovers, like, literally already there, like, right outside of it. But we have to be open to receive it. And it's one of those things that probably never stops being scary. It's one of those things where it's like we may never necessarily reach that moment where we're like, okay, I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm ready for my heart to be ripped out, run over, stabbed 15 times, roasted on the fire, fed to the coyotes, pooped out, and used to do whatever. But maybe it is something, what's that? Something unassuming. Something almost like it's not a trick. It's not a trick, but it is almost a little bit of like one day we kind of sort of just find ourselves a little bit more open than we would think ourselves not capable, maybe partially capable of, and partially comfortable with. And it's a lot of like self talk, deep breaths, don't freak out. Just like you can get through this type of energy. And then it's like slowly but surely over time. Because the Queen of Pentacles is also like, she plays the long game. So it's like slowly and surely over time, it just kind of sort of happens. And you don't necessarily, it's almost like you could tell where it starts or where it begins, or you may notice points in time where it requires you to be more open than you may have been comfortable with in the past. But I don't know if we ever necessarily see the full magnitude of the healing that occurs until it's already happened. So, in a little bit, it is just like, take the little bit by bit, day by day, engagement or interaction by interaction as it comes, and just do your best, you know? And if it's too soon, then it's fine. And if you don't want certain things, then that's also fine. You don't have to have those experiences in life. You're free to choose what you want. Um, but it does seem very patient, whatever is coming to mend that Three of Swords energy. So that's why I got snakes and sparklers. Wait, what? Oh my. You had to huddle up with a stranger. Wait, what? wait, what? Well, hopefully, that doesn't happen again. You got left at a gas station at 3? Oh my gosh. Queen of Corn is an homage to the movie Hope Floats. Oh, I thought it was like, I think I referenced Children of the Corn. I don't know. Okay, I gotta go to the restroom. I hope that these find you well. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path, journey, or way, you find it. And no matter how long something takes for you, I hope that you never give up on yourself. And I hope you never give up on your life becoming something that is so beautiful in every single sector, area, and aspect of it. Even if it takes you a little bit of time to get there. So I'll catch you all later. Bye.